It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Detroit, where the Pistons will be going up against the Boston Celtics. Taking a look at Boston, they've been executing at a high level. The results have been excellent for them over the first half of the season. And it has to be said, they're not showing any signs of slowing down anytime soon. And tonight, two offenses that like to score in the post. Shaq, defensively, how do you counteract that?
Two types of denying. Deny the position and deny the entry pass.
Yes.
Sounds like you're in a state of denial.
I deny everything you just said.
Is it just me? I thought that was funny.
But you know what the other thing you could do, Shaq? If you pressure the passer, what it does is then it allows the defender to have more time to get around on the defensive and provide.
You're lucky I didn't guard you in your career.
Oh, I would have went right by you.
You're lucky.
I would have hoped you pressured me.
Let's go to Kevin Harlan. It's time for the tip.
The tallest building in Michigan, the Renaissance Center, part of the scenery tonight as we come to you live from Detroit. It's an All-Eastern Conference matchup in today's game as the Celtics come into town for this one. Welcome to what should be a great Saturday night for the NBA. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. In the last meeting for these two teams, the Celtics came away with the win against the Detroit Pistons. They've got a nice head start on this season series, up 2-0.
A huge margin of victory for them when these two teams squared off last, and they got scoring from up and down their lineup.
Yeah, I think when your bench puts up that kind of productivity, it makes your offense so much more difficult to defend. It's a key element in their last win.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Thank you very much. Now, Blake Griffin is new to Detroit, but he feels the blue-collar nature of this city suits him just fine. He said, hard work was instilled in me at a very young age. The very base of my game has always been physical. Guys, back to you.
Well, Detroit is happy to have him, David. Thanks. Couple teams that have great options off the bench. Doris, give these coaches tremendous flexibility, doesn't it, in their lineups?
I think one of the things that the casual fan may not necessarily understand about the NBA is how important players 6 through 15 can be. The NBA season is a grind, and every member of that bench has to contribute in different ways. Sometimes it's a defensive unit that steps onto the floor to try to change momentum. Sometimes you need a guy like Lou Williams off the bench because you're struggling to score. So the flexibility provided by the back end of your lineup is crucial.
And reveals a lot about coaching as well. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Down low, it's Morris and Horford. Irving at point with Brown to his side. They're the backcourt, and it's Tatum in at the 3 slot. Now here's Griffin. Left side Jackson over Irving. And Drummond kicks to Ellington. No good on the 3. Here's Brown. Outside Irving. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Oh, tenacious attack by Irving. The handle, the speed, look out.
Outside Robinson. Now the pass to Drummond. He feeds it to Griffin. Count that one.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
And that's not the type of defense you want to play, right? You've got to make it more difficult than that. Layups are too easy.
Now, here is Irving. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Atlanta.
And it wasn't only his scoring. The intensity on defense. He nabbed 3 steals that night.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
And that's the trademark Griffin finish. Get in tight, elevate, and throw it down with authority. Big fella is a beast down low.
Jackson against Irving. Pass to Brown. And finished off by Brown.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Now, though, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Griffin's shot is off. Here's the Celtics with the ball. Here's Tatum. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And when the Celtics traded out of the first overall pick in 2017, you know, many, Greg, thought they were settling for Jason Tatum for team needs. But he might be the best overall player in that draft.
Listen, the Celtics said they would have been fine taking Tatum first overall, and I believe him. I mean, Tatum looks like he could be a superstar very early in his career and does everything at a high level and is already a terrific shooter from deep. Plus, he just has a poise and an air about his game that speaks of superstar.
The first one falls.
Well, the former number 3 pick in the 2017 draft, Jason Tatum, has been nothing short of amazing as a young gun in this league. What a star on the rise.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And for Detroit, a lot of changes, Greg, in their front office this past offseason.
A new GM and Dwayne Casey brought in to coach. Could see a drastic shift in style and approach for the Pistons moving forward.
Now, here is Robinson. 17 points for him last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Really, he exposed a lot of seams in the defense with his passing, too. That assist total was impressive.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horford. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Knocked loose.
That was what we call a brain fart. Not sure what was on his mind with that one.
That's inexcusable. That kind of shot selection isn't doing anybody any good.
Now here's Tatum. He picked up 24 points in their last one against Atlanta. Shot clock at 5. Morris passes to Irving. Lets it go. Again, the miss by the Celtics. For Detroit, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Robinson finds Griffin, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Griffin's got 6.
Yeah, how about the strength and focus there of Griffin? Absorbs the hit and still finishes.
Horford dishes to Morris. Brown feeling it out a bit. From deep 3-point range. The shot, no good. And Detroit the other way now. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's his first foul. And the Pistons making a change here. Galloway's checked in. The Celtics also with a sub. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Jaylen Brown. Jackson kicks to Griffin. Inside, Drummond, and he gets it to go.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
Now here's Hayward. He played real well against Atlanta in that last game. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. To the paint. Morris with the bucket.
Well, this is the area of the floor where Marcus Morris can be a problem because of that frame and that game. Look out, gentlemen.
To the inside. Tatum passes to Horford. It's tipped. Now Detroit moving it up. Griffin leading the charge. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
And Blake Griffin said early in his career he used to rely on his athleticism to get by. He said the problem was every season he'd be worn out by February. So diversifying his offensive game has helped him to kind of withstand the rigors of a long NBA season.
And he can't get the first one. And, Greg, you look at a lot of the volume dunkers over the years. Their bodies often wear down. You think of Amari Stoudemire, Antonio McDyess, even Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I think Griffin could see the writing on the wall. He used to get over 200 dunks in a season. Now, less than half that number. But the trade-off, hopefully, will be longevity and an increased skill set.
And he sinks the second.
Injuries have taken a toll on Griffin as he's gotten older, but shouldn't take away from what he's done over the course of his career.
Here's Baines. Smart deciding where to go with it. Rozier for three. Rebound, Detroit. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, I just thought their energy was lacking defensively. Just gave up way too many easy shots.
And when the defense isn't there, Greg, you really open up the floodgates for the other team. They didn't have any heart.
Austin with the ball, following the bucket by the Pistons. And the rebound goes to Griffin.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And the basket by Rozier.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
What fearlessness, right? He likes to go at taller defenders, and he shows he has what it takes to get it done.
Here's Griffin, following the bucket by the Celtics. Smart kicks to Rozier. It's tipped. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Drummond. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Andre Drummond in his mid-20s. He's led the league in rebounding 3 consecutive seasons. And Greg, last season was his best one yet.
Really, I think, established himself as the franchise player for the Pistons. They'll go as far as he can take them. At the same time, though, I think the acquisition of Blake Griffin will only help to mature his game.
Free throw, good. Drummond. Now we're right around the halfway point of the season, Doris. This is often when we see the better teams really begin to shift gears and surge ahead.
Yeah, we certainly have a better feel for who the contenders might be. We still have a long way to go, obviously, and teams will have some lulls and then some high points, and you've got to be able to weather all of those things. But the reality is we have a greater understanding of who has the necessary offensive and defensive components to compete at a championship level.
Now, here's Rozier. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Tice kicks to Rozier. Down low. Here's Baines. And that one is off. Excellent D there from Pachulia. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's his first foul.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Smith against Rozier. Passes to Drummond. Pachulia finds Drummond. Looking for Pachulia. He gets it there.
Well, Pachulia just tireless on the boards. Throws himself at the basket to get any rebound he can.
Smart passes to Tice. It's stolen by Smith. To the middle. Here's Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Right, the effort could have been so much better. You've got to be willing to fight through that screen. There's no question about it.
The Celtics have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. Detroit making a switch here. Lewis checked in.
One shot, gentlemen.
And that one misses. Guard Terry Rozier, a fantastic spark plug off the bench for this team, Doris.
But the reality to me is Terry Rozier is a good enough player to be a starter in the NBA, but that ability to create instant offense, really special.
Now, here is Smith. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Just 3 to shoot. The shot, no good. And the Celtics going the other way now.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yep, it counts.
I'll tell you have to appreciate the confidence of Marcus Smart. At point-blank range, he is an efficient scorer.
To the wing right side. Galloway. That's 3-pointers off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And he comes up with the deuce. And now just a 2-point Detroit lead.
How about the effort from Gordon Hayward? He takes pride, I think, in scoring over the defense.
Smith kicks to Galloway. Pass to Kennard. Fires the 3. The shot comes out. Now Boston takes it the other way. Hayward looking over the floor. Smart dishes to Hayward. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Detroit gets called for the foul.
How clever is Gordon Hayward drawing the defense into him? This guy's put on muscle, and he allows his strength to get him these fouls.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
Yeah, and Gordon Hayward is a player who's always found a way to add something to his game. Now he feels comfortable going at a defense either inside or out. Great strength when attacking the rim and can shrug off those defenders.
And it's tied up with that one. And Greg, you mentioned Hayward's strength. That and his ball fakes seem to be not as recognized as they should be.
Yeah, I think Hayward has one of the better pump fakes in our league. Great deception with inside-out dribbles to create space. And the things he does well aren't immediately apparent, but Hayward's terrific fundamentals are what make him a great scorer.
Here's Boston now. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Here's Smart, poked loose. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Smith, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Smith's got his first points in this one.
Yeah, great look there. Credit Galloway with the vision to spot the open man.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Doris, statistically, today's game is picked apart by so many different ways. But for you, what are the statistical areas that you are most interested in?
Well, I think one of the things that can be undervalued, particularly from the defensive side of the ball, are things like deflections or charges taken or even shots contested. And I say those things, Kevin, because deflections force an offense to restart. Charges taken gets a possession for your team. And shots contested affects, obviously, the field goal percentage of the team you're guarding. So it's all of those little defensive stats that you really have to track and be monitoring to understand the value that they have on winning.
Very interesting.
Check out that assist. You can tell a player who's seeing the whole floor very well.
Ellington kicks to Lewis. He dishes it to Smith. Over Rozier. And it's Smith missing. The Celtics on offense. They're on a 10-2 run here. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. In fourth, the Celtics.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
Boy, what a storybook season for the Boston Celtics as they enter the championship conversation. The Celtics taking the Cavs to 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals before ending in heartbreak. And to do it with one of the youngest rosters in the league, look out below, everybody.
No good on the second free throw. And when we're talking about the Celtics young roster, Doris, we're talking 19, 20-year-olds playing major minutes.
Well, think about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and the accelerated growth from a season ago because of the important roles they had to play. Same thing with Terry Rozier. The remarkable piece was their ability to keep improving as the year wore on. One of the more amazing things we've seen.
Jackson, he's checked in for Smith. And Lure gets it to go. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now, here is Irving. He's averaging just around 28.5 points a game, so many offensive skills in his toolkit. It's Brown on the wing. No good from outside. The Pistons leading. Jackson finds Lure. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Lure's got his second basket of the night. Irving against Jackson. Irving passes to Baines. That one, no good. Excellent D there from Pachulia. Here's Kennard. Defended by Hayward. And the pass to Jackson. Kicks it to Ellington. Here's Lure. And too long on the shot.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
Back to Irving. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Shot's good.
Come on, that is remarkable work from Kyrie. Ridiculously crafty at how he gets into the defense and draws the foul.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Griffin's checked in for Detroit. Robinson comes in for Luke Kennard. The Celtics also changing it up. Al Horford's checked in for Aaron Baines. Morris comes in for Daniel Tice. And it's Tatum in for Gordon Hayward.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw, good, Irving.
Well, Uncle Drew will go out there and do his thing, won't he? Kyrie Irving, an exceptional player. And in fact, if you ask other NBA players, he's one of their favorite to watch.
Jackson against Irving. Jackson looking it over. Here's Griffin. Tie game in Detroit. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. One of the most dominant big men in the league, Andre Drummond, says he's learned how to be a leader on this team.
Watching previous guys who've led this team and did the things that they did, I write that kind of stuff in the back of my head and just say, you know, this is something I need to do this. Or if I see something I didn't like, you know, this is something I probably will stay away from. And I think now that I'm in a role where I could kind of lead this team, I kind of have the blueprint on what I need to do to make this team successful.
And, you know, Greg, with Blake Griffin, he's got somebody to take some of that leadership role alongside him.
And those two will be pivotal in deciding just how good this team can be.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And, guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Not at all. Every time they get the ball, they're looking to burn the defense in transition.
John Lure's out there with Robinson. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then there's Griffin, and it's Ellington in at the 2 spot. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. Now, here's Ellington. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Jackson. Rebound, Boston. Horford's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And it's Irving with the ball for the Celtics. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. The feed to Brown. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. And now a 4-point Celtic lead.
Well, this is what they love seeing from Jaylen Brown, the aggressiveness down near the cup. This guy's attitude tremendous.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. The things Kyrie Irving can do with the basketball are just jaw-dropping. Doris, a gifted ball handler.
Well, he will go down as one of the best dribblers to ever play the game. Creative, consistent, quick with every move. He is fun to watch, Kev.
Andre Drummond's checked in for John Lure.
Looking at some numbers for Al Horford, the past month has been surreal. Averaging 15 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he does the heavy lifting on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with just complete effort.
Well, you get the feeling he believes every rebound should be his, and most of them are. This guy is putting up tremendous numbers.
Celtics leading by 4. Guys, this offense very effective.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart.
And it's sent back by Drummond. Tatum against Robinson. He kicks it to Ellington. Lets it go with the 3. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got rebound number 5 here tonight. To the paint. A shot off that time. Good D by Drummond. Pistons have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. And yes, it's good. Robinson's got his first bucket in this one.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star. And if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Kevin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A. Langston Galloway's checked in for the Pistons. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And the call will be against Al Horford. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Guys, that's number 2 on him. And they do not need him to sit right away. But one more foul before the half, and he'll be headed to the bench.
And Drummond kicks to Galloway. That's tipped. Robinson dishes to Galloway. Shot clock at 6.
Well, we love Al Horford because he's an effective two-way player. His attention to detail on the defensive end paying off.
Now here is Horford. He's coming off a 10-point game against Atlanta. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
No good off the back of the rim.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
So it's Detroit now. Jason Tatum missing his last shot. And it's Drummond missing.
Yeah, that's just a missed opportunity. Something there just a little off.
Yeah, simply a little bit careless, I think. Can't just throw it up there. You have to time these alley-oops perfectly.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here is Robinson following the basket by Jaylen Brown. And it's Drummond missing. Celtics leading by 6. Irving surveying the floor. Horford against Drummond. Horford the pass to Brown. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Brown's got 8 points.
Well, this is the classic hot hand, right? If he can keep it up, their lead will be safe.
And now the fast break. Irving with the ball. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. And again, it's the Pistons missing. The Celtics on offense. They're on a 10-2 run here. Here's Tatum. Rebound, Detroit.
His high percentage shot right at the rim, and he's wondering what happened.
And the Pistons making a change here. Smith has checked in. The Celtics also changing it up. Smart comes in for Brown. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. A lot of offenses, Doris, initiate that high pick-and-roll offense, which is so fun to watch. Which ball handlers do you want running that play for you if you were on the sideline?
Come on now, there are some master manipulators in the pick-and-roll. Let's begin with the great James Harden. We'll begin with his teammate Chris Paul. Steph Curry. You give Steph Curry options to read in a pick-and-roll, he's going to make the right choice. There are a lot of guys who can manipulate the defense in a pick-and-roll, but those 3 are at the top of my list.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Feeds it to Tatum. Griffin with the steal. Robinson finds Smith. Outside for Griffin. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Now just a 3-point Celtic lead.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
Rozier with the ball. Now Smith defending. Down low. And the dunk by Horford.
Well, you have to admire how Smart is running this offense right now. He has a knack for spotting open teammates.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Pass to Griffin. Over Morris. And the Pistons getting another bucket right there.
Yeah, boy, it never gets old watching this guy go to work at the offensive end. He's so gifted.
Rozier kicks to Smart. To the inside, Horford. And Smart the bucket on the assist by Horford. Smart's got his second basket of the night.
I'll tell you, you have to respect the passing skills of Al Horford. He can pick apart a defense.
Smith the pass to Griffin. Lays it up and banks it in. Griffin's got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, he just keeps rolling right now. What a terrific quarter for him on the offensive end.
Rozier kicks to Smart. Here's Tatum. And there it is for him. And the Celtics lead by 5.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Rozier against Smith. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
All right, a moment to check out the stats for Andre Drummond. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. 3rd in rebounding, and with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands, and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And as you said, one of the league's top 3 rebounders. He has an instinct for how the shot's going to come off that rim. That's special. And the want to corral it. Now, here's Rozier. He has 5. Out to Morris. Lets it go with a 3. It's good from long range. Morris has got the lead up to 8 now for the Celtics.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
And to me, Marcus Morris, guys, has proven he's a critical piece. On the defensive end, he can guard either forward position. He can guard bigger guys because of his strength. And on the offensive end, he can go inside or out. He can come off the bench or be a starter. I love his game.
So for the Pistons, Pachulia, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. John Lure comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Luke Kennard in for Glenn Robinson III. Then for the Celtics, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Daniel Tice comes in for Marcus Morris. And Gordon Hayward is subbed in for Tatum. Here's Lure. And it's off from three-point range. And last season, Morris was hurt for a spell, and the team missed his depth.
Right, Kevin, because Marcus Morris coming out of the summer was not 100% healthy. But as the year wore on, he became a matchup problem and an excellent defensive player.
And Detroit has possession after the basket by Boston. Back to Galloway. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 3 assists in the game. Boston leading by 8. Smart with the ball. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. The three-pointer is right on target.
Well, it's just outstanding distribution from Marcus Smart, keeping his eyes peeled in order to find his guys in their spots.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Here we get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defenses. In fourth, the Celtics.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
The kick out to Rozier. A three-pointer off the mark. Pistons trail by 11. Kennard, the pass to Smith. Basket good.
I'll tell you, that's an assist that shows great sense for where his teammates want to move.
So Rozier will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Pass to Tice. Stolen by Lure. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terry Rozier. That is his first foul of the game. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Langston Galloway. Detroit's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Pass to Pachulia. Back to Smith. Rozier with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. Hayward kicks to Smart. Shoots over Ellington. Boston again missing. And, well, Detroit shooting just 39% in the second quarter. Wasted no time on that one. 6 points for Smith.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside. And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Kennard. No points in the game yet for him. Out to Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Over Hayward. And he can't bank that one in. Celtics leading by 9. Ball's knocked loose. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it. The fast break chance over Rozier. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
What's up?
You ever notice the physicality? That's an aspect of Marcus Smart's game. He just powers through the defense. Sensational shooting.
And no doubt that Marcus Smart is one of the better defenders at his position. Quick feet are complemented by that strong frame, and he just digs in and against would-be scorers and just never lets them get comfortable.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Pistons.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one misses. And Greg was smart. When he's off the floor or injured, you notice just how it changes the team's defense.
Yeah, I mean, the defense overall just seems to have less bite, less edge, less toughness without Smart. And the way he plays, you feel like he is looking to make a play on defense rather than just trying to slow his man down. Great at taking charges and forcing turnovers. He is truly the catalyst of their defense. Oh, easy putback. No one got a body on it.
Boy, I'll tell you, Greg, that's just inexcusable. All they had to do was box him out. You learn a lesson the hard way in that instance.
Now, here's Lure. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Back to Ellington. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Pachulia. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start, 2 for 2.
I'll tell you, you're going to have to D up Pachulia better than that. So good utilizing that great frame to get off high percentage looks.
There's 37 seconds left in the first half of basketball. It's Smart with the drive. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Smart.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Ojale is checked in for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown comes in for Smart. Now here's Ellington. He's covered by Brown. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Nice ball movement by Detroit. The pass to Lure. Jackson in the corner. Tries again. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. And so it's the Boston Celtics in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo, so just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. Defensively and offensively, they improved quite a bit in the second quarter, and they've got a nice 8-point halftime lead to show for it. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
Well, they're getting high percentage looks, good game planning. The ball is moving around. Guys aren't pulling the trigger at the first thing they see. They are definitely staying disciplined. That's a big part of what has them having the lead at the halftime.
Over to Kenny. What'd you think about Detroit?
I look at the lack of free throw attempts as a key indicator. Because the funny thing about getting to the charity stripe, you have to earn it. You have to put your body in harm's way and be physically willing to take the hit. Right now, one team's playing aggressively and the other team isn't. That's the big difference in the score.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
Welcome back, everyone. The lights of Motown reflecting brightly off the Detroit River. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You look at Blake Griffin in this game. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him. A scoring machine here in that first half.
And it's mattered not, Greg, whether he's been spotting up or creating for himself. He was unstoppable, and you hope it carries over to the second half.
Here's Jackson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Boston. Serving at point with Brown to his side. They're the backcourt. Down low, it's Morris and Horford. And it's Tatum in at the 3.
You know, it's so rare to see a player who really struggles at the free throw line dramatically improve their free throw percentage. But that's exactly what Andre Drummond did last season, taking it from the 30s, how about up into the 60s.
And it's Brown missing.
Boy, it's tough to see how he misses that one. I don't think the defense was all that tight on him. Great job on the glass. Body's down low, needing to fight for position. That's perfect.
And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Brown's got 10 points in the game. Pistons trail by 8. And 60% of the free throw line, below average for an NBA player. But for Drummond, it changes everything.
I mean, opposing teams much less likely to use that hack-a-shack method. That keeps him on the floor and, more importantly, allows him to be aggressive offensively and just attack the rim.
Tatum against Robinson. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist by Morris. He's got 6.
I'll tell you, it takes a lot to knock Al Horford off balance. He is incredible at keeping his concentration through contact.
In the corner, it's Ellington. Kicks to Drummond. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys. 90 seconds now into the second half. Jackson against Irving. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
You know what's interesting is so many people wondered how Kyrie Irving would fit with the Boston Celtics. Well, the answer was pretty perfectly. He steps right into the system and has to carry the team, and the team flourishes with him at the head.
Free throw good from Kyrie Irving. Well, Doris, it's rare to see a star player like Irving transition so smoothly onto a new team.
Well, agreed, Kevin. It wasn't just a new team. This was an established new team, but credit both Kyrie and the Celtics for coming to grips with how he fit.
And so he hits both.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Pistons. Outside, Robinson. Griffin finds Drummond. Robinson with it, covered by Morris. Jackson gets the bucket.
Great beginning to this second half. Now 3 for 4 from the field.
Irving against Jackson. Irving can't get it to go. Pistons trail by 5. Outside Jackson. He kicks it to Griffin. Shoots. Offensive rebound. Count it. Drummond's got 17.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Now a timeout called by Boston. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
The Pistons went for it last season, bringing in Blake Griffin and trading away picks and players. Didn't work out the way they wanted, but they are determined to make a go of it. They're in a brand new building, and they hope that their moves in the future will draw fans back to the franchise. Kevin?
Good overview, David. Thank you. Now here's Drummond following the miss by Al Horford. 4 on the clock. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Langston Galloway's checked in for the Pistons. Knocked away and stolen by Irving. He feeds it to Brown. The kick out to Irving. Pass to Horford. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
They're not going to get away with many mistakes like that on the defensive end. You got to get out on him right there.
2 points. That one goes. 19 points for Andre Drummond.
Boy, every time he goes up now, it just looks like the shot's going in. He's perfect from the field in this quarter.
Here's Brown. Morris outside. Here's Horford. Gets the bucket and the foul. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Yeah, Kev, that's about all-out effort from Al Horford. He refuses to be denied.
And if there was ever a guy who was more than what his stats say, it's Al Horford. Won't have nights where he drops 50 or carries a team with his shot blocking, but you ask anyone he's played with and they'll tell you he is a perfect teammate.
And the big men who compete against Horford have nothing but respect for him, Greg.
Well, it is why he's been selected as an all-star by his peers and why guys like Embiid admire his game. I mean, Horford does all the small things on the floor you need as a big man. He's so humble. He just goes about his game and makes his team better in every facet.
Boy, he hasn't given them much of anything tonight. He's got to look for his own shot a little less and keep the ball moving.
And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Kev, how about the strength on the finish? Jaylen Brown showing real muscle.
How about the leap forward, guys, that Jaylen Brown took as a second-year player in the NBA? He improves across the board and becomes a mainstay of their rotation. And there's so much to like about his future, guys.
And the Pistons making a change here. Smith has checked in. Brown, no good on the free throw. Doors with Brown, you knew he had the athleticism, and now we're seeing the skill.
Right, because Jaylen Brown has great work ethic and is putting in the time to develop every facet of his game. This guy strikes you as a young man who's got a very bright future on and off the floor. I'll tell you, that play was not as easy as he made it look. A moving target, it has to be perfectly placed, really pretty.
The offensive rebound, Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And not afraid to say it. If Drummond isn't the best rebounder in the NBA, he's got to be in the top 3. That goes for both ends of the floor. Just no way to hold him in check on the board.
Now, here is Morris. He's got 7.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Pistons trail by 8. And here's Smith. Passes it to Griffin. Over Morris. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, despite his struggles from the field in this period, you know he's going to keep asking for the basketball.
Count it.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Smith following the basket by Jaylen Brown. Now a timeout called by Detroit. And not too long ago, Doris, the Celtics put up the most shots in the league 2 years in a row, but last season they were 25th in that category.
Well, think about it, Kevin. They became a different type of team 1 year ago. There was more movement, more sharing of the basketball. They went deeper into the shot clock on almost every possession, and that made it harder for defenses to key in on any one individual.
The Pistons making a change here. Pachulia has checked in, and a new group in for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Hayward comes in for Jason Tatum. Marcus Smart's checked in for Jaylen Brown. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Now, here is Robinson. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Clock is at 3. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
I'm sure if he had the chance to do that possession over again, he would not have taken the shot.
And finished off by Horford.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Well, there's no doubt this quarter has been all about them. They've come out hot, and they're not showing any signs of letting up.
Now here's Drummond. 21 points in the game. Smith on the wing. Lets the three fly. Good on the triple. Smith's got 9.
If they think they can give him that shot and get away with it, think again, gentlemen.
Now here's Rozier. 5 points in the game. Hayward kicks to Baines. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Robinson against Hayward. Pass to Galloway. The pass to Drummond. Detroit needs to get off a shot. Smith wide open. He fires. Robinson against Hayward. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Aaron Baines. That's his first foul. A different look here for Detroit. Lure is checked in for Andre Drummond. And Ellington is subbed in for Robinson. Now Pachulia. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Galloway. Offensive rebound. Lure. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And now let's take a look at the most efficient scoring teams in the NBA. In fourth, the Celtics.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
Free throw good. Lure. And no doubt Brad Stevens, one of the most respected young coaches in the NBA. Doris, he doesn't try to coach around foul trouble.
You know what I love about Brad Stevens is he's always trying to question the norm, meaning he doesn't want to do something simply because that's the way it's always been done. So just because a guy has 2 fouls doesn't mean he automatically takes him out. I like that kind of out-of-the-box thinking. Boy, how outstanding at the line has this guy been. One of the best free throw shooting big men you will ever find.
Rozier kicks to Horford. Now here's Hayward. Defense is right there. Horford trying to free himself up. And it's Baines missing.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Poked away. Rozier with the steal. And now with the fast break, Smart with the ball. And it's Lure with the rebound.
And it's not easy to get those stops at the rim, but he does a great job with it.
Yeah, he can make it look simple on the interior when it's really not. He knew exactly how to guard on the inside.
Here's Smart. Rozier against Smith. Rozier the pass to Hayward. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. Rozier's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Smith. He's got 9. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Kicks it to Galloway. Out to the right wing. 6 to shoot. Here's Smith. And he overshot that one, missing.
I'll tell you, he hasn't been able to find the mark all night. It's a big reason they're staring at this deficit.
Took him no time at all on that one. Rozier's got 8.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Smith outside. He kicks to Lure. Back to Smith. Rebound Boston. Horford's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Here's Hayward. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
All right, here's a look at stats for Hayward. This past month, he's really set himself apart, averaging about 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Well, and this is exactly who he is, a flat-out scoring machine. You plug him in and let him go to work.
First one falls for him. Doris, great to see Gordon Hayward out there fully recovered from his injury.
You know, Kev, after watching that injury happen, you had to wonder if he'd ever play again. So how wonderful to see Gordon Hayward just step between the lines and compete.
Jose Calderon, he's checked in for Detroit. Reggie Jackson comes in for Smith. He makes 1 of 2 that time.
Boy, I'll never forget how close Gordon Hayward came to creating one of the seminal moments in college hoops history, nearly winning the national championship with a half-court shot at the buzzer. But alas, Butler falls just short.
And we talk about someone being thrown into the fire. Tatum called on early by the Celtics his rookie year.
That's right. With the injury to Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum was placed into a very prominent role. And how impressive was he with the poise and the polish throughout the year? Really incredible.
Makers checked in for Jose Calderon.
Shooting 1.
And that one falls for Tatum. Pistons trail by 19. Ellington finds Jackson. Pass to Maker. Back to Jackson. Over Irving. Detroit, no good that time either.
And they just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Greg, I think this other team is just in a zone right now. They're clicking on the offensive end, and the defense starting to look frustrated.
And that one falls for Tatum. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Maker. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
I think one thing Dwayne Casey has learned is it's important to keep your star players fresh by managing minutes in the regular season. That way, you're not worried about fatigue or injury.
Jackson, that's good.
And you have to admire his focus. Not a good matchup for him in terms of size differential.
No, but that play is about his will, right? He won't back down from the big man. He's going to take it right to him.
Here's Morris, following the score by Reggie Jackson. It's good. And 11 points for Jason Tatum.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Over Tatum. Julia the pass to Ellington. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
I'll tell you, they're trying to cut into this lead, but he has not hit one this period.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. Pistons trail by 21.
And slow things up here with a chance to get the last shot of the quarter.
Exactly right. That's what you'd like to see. Hopefully they play the clock to perfection here.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Poke loose. Pulls up on the elbow. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Boston with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We've got more in store for you right after this. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Celtics leading by 21. Griffin is out there with John Lure. Then there's Wayne Ellington. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Robinson in at the small forward position. That's the group for Detroit right now. Now here's Ellington. He's covered by Brown. Fires the three. And Ellington is good for three. Ellington's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Pistons. Brown kicks to Morris.
You see, you can't be too physical with Marcus Morris. This guy is so strong, and he's so good at drawing the foul.
And he knocks down the first one.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
And Morris drops them both. When it comes to building confidence, Doris, some people say playing one-on-ones in practice is a huge help. Is that something that you did when you were playing at Providence?
Kevin, I believe this could be the single greatest development tool for any individual player. If you start at the free throw line and play one-on-one against a player who's maybe slightly above your level or certainly at your level, and you limit that one-on-one from the free throw line to 2 dribbles or less, your skill set, I promise you, is going to develop. The other thing I would encourage young players to do is play 3-on-3, because it forces you to move and to cut and to screen and how to do those things properly if you're going to be effective. I love 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. It always helps you when you go back to the 5-on-5.
That's such great advice. Andre Drummond's checked in for Detroit. Boston also with the sub. Horford's checked in. And so Griffin will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Jackson finds Griffin. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Now, here is Irving. Over to the wing. From past the arc. Ellington grabs the miss. Pistons trail by 16. Here's Jackson. The teardrop falls in.
After being held scoreless in the first, he's turning it on here in the second.
For Boston, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Irving passes to Horford. Brown outside. Irving attacking. And that one drops for him.
I love that Kyrie Irving doesn't settle for something on the perimeter. He goes right to the cup.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Jackson from long range. That shot off. Now Boston takes it the other way. Here's Brown. They get the rebound. And there's the bucket from Tatum.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Pistons have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. And stolen by Irving. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you, you've got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
Now here's Griffin. Back to Drummond. Tatum against Robinson. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Griffin. Nice move. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And a wide open look for Irving. His three-pointers off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Jackson has the open look. Detroit, no good that time either. Celtics leading by 20. Down low and stolen by Ellington. Now Detroit moving it up. Jackson's got the ball.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
2 shots, foul, 2.
You know, and Reggie Jackson, a really solid first season and a half in Detroit, but the last 2 seasons, injuries have really held him back.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And Reggie Jackson in 2016-17 battling knee tendonitis. Last season, Greg, a severe right ankle sprain.
I mean, he's so important in terms of his impact for the Pistons. An athletic, physical player. When he's right, he can be a difference maker on both ends.
He hits the second from the line.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
Irving against Jackson. Irving kicks to Tatum. And the turnover again by Boston. Jackson against Irving. Outside Jackson. Shot from 16. And that one's good. Griffin's got 6 in the quarter. Now a timeout called by Boston.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
Here's Brown. Oh, the lob to Irving. Shoots the 3. Galloway with the bucket.
You know, such a great example of Galloway not needing a lot of time to get off that catch and shoot.
Irving with it. Pass to Tatum. Back to Irving. Celtics passing it around. Here's Morris. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. 13 points for Marcus Morris.
Well, that's just stellar concentration from the talented forward. Marcus Morris effective at keeping his balance on these tough finishes.
Outside Griffin. 6 to shoot. Drummond controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Celtics leading by 14. And here is Irving. And the call will be against Langston Galloway. That's foul number 2 for him. You know, a lot of people have looked at the schedule of the NBA, Doris, and they think, you could eliminate back-to-backs of teams that face each other 4 times in a season, do a 2-game series in each city. It's kind of a baseball-type feel. Would you support that?
You know, it's an intriguing possibility to me, Kevin, because, one, it would cut down on travel, which obviously would make things a little bit better and easier for players. The travel schedule is taxing, particularly on back-to-backs. And so I don't know if there would be an opportunity for Adam Silver to maybe somehow run a test case. Would you be willing to put it in for a season, see how it fits in the overall context of the season? But it is an intriguing idea, and we are trying to improve the product no matter which way we go.
Now here's Brown, and stolen by Drummond. Right side Robinson. Jackson draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
After an ice-cold start to this game, he is pouring it on here in the second half.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Jackson against Irving. On the wing, Irving. 3-pointer, and he's good on the 3-ball. Irving's got 11 in the second half.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Celtics leading by 14. Irving double team. Here's Brown. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
Look, Kevin, when Jaylen Brown is feeling it, I think you've got to feed him because you want his confidence to grow as that skilled scorer you hope he will be.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. Over Morris. And Griffin scores. The assist by Jackson. Jackson's got 6 assists now in the game. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Boston. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. The kick out to Tatum. Lets it go from deep, and again, Boston with the triple.
This, to me, is an area that Jason Tatum really worked on. That 3-pointer now one of the most dangerous aspects of his game.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Drummond working against Horford. Outside Irving. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Jackson dishes to Galloway. Griffin looking it over. Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. Misses off the right iron.
I'll tell you, he's not going to get in his coach's good graces if he's missing wide open looks like that.
Irving, good.
Well, you can tell there's a team-first mentality with the young gun Jason Tatum working to find the open teammate. Nice.
Now here's Jackson. Pass to Griffin. Knocked away. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. The pass to Horford. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Al Horford, a force inside right now, willing himself to the line, getting physical near the basket.
You know, guys, when you think of Al Horford, he is the prototypical big for what the Boston Celtics hope to do. This guy is very switchable on the defensive end. He can also make 3-point shots at a high percentage, which is critical to the spacing they hope to achieve offensively.
first one falls for him. And for Horford, he's always been a plus defender throughout his career.
He has, Kevin, and I don't necessarily think that it translates to statistics. However, Al Horford is critical to what they do on the defensive end.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Detroit. He doesn't get the second one. Doris, what is your solution to the controversy surrounding one and done?
Kevin, I believe the one and dones will be a thing of the past, and I think it will happen shortly. And the reason that can now become a viable option is the G League holds the key. You can now allow players to enter into the minor league straight out of high school. If they raise the salary of those G League players, then it helps across the board. The defense not doing its job there left him wide open, and I'm sure he's kicking himself for not cashing in.
Here's Brown. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
And Jaylen Brown was giving quite the compliment on his game from Draymond Green, who felt, Greg, that Brown was good enough to be an all-star.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if I'd be fully on board with that assessment in terms of last year, but I do think he's well on his way to becoming an all-star. His scoring and offensive impact continues to grow each year, and he's shown a great knack on the defensive side as well. Terrific two-way player. The sky is the limit.
And the free throw, no good.
How exciting is Jaylen Brown as a basketball player? This guy is a skilled forward who loves showing off that ability to dunk the basketball.
In that first half, guys, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes as they have here in the second, trying to use that shot to stay in the game.
And the Celtics with possession here, following the three by Detroit. Horford against Drummond. Horford kicks to Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Good D by Drummond. Detroit's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. Lure finds Smith. Ellington trying to free himself up. The layup off target. Here are the Celtics with the ball. They're on a 16-7 run. Tatum passes to Horford. Back to Tatum. Baseline try. Rebounded by the Pistons. Drummond's got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work. Pass to Kennard. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Doors with a more punitive luxury tax. Draft picks with their cost-controlled salaries. Never more important than they are today.
No doubt, Kevin. I think teams are very hesitant to part with first-round picks because they have been critical. But I think you also have to consider the second-round picks as being valuable assets. Think about the Golden State Warriors. In each of the last 2 years, they have purchased for money a second-round pick from another organization. And both times, those players ended up being critical parts of the rotation. Every draft pick, first or second round, has value.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Celtics.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And this will be their 3rd win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance. It was a big-time outing for Kyrie Irving.
He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
For 3, Ellington. And Horford pulls it down. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Boston. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Kicks it to Horford. Back to Irving. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Gordon, very nice win for you guys tonight.
You know, just proud of the way we fought. I thought we shared the basketball pretty well tonight. Played pretty solid defense as well. We got the win, so.
Great effort tonight, Gordon. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Dorisburg, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.